I will be present my final design response of a cyclone educational board game for Canterbury Coast communities in the remote northern Queensland. Cyclone is an extreme weather condition frequently experienced by Australians living in northern coast. It can be generally defined as intense tropical low-pressure systems with destructive winds. Cyclone is dangerous because it can generate destructive winds, heavy rainfall with flooding and damaging storm surge that inflict a heavy toll on communities. When the severe cyclone Yasi hit North Queensland in 2011, the inhabitants entirely are assessing massive damage due to the lack of preparedness and have no access to have latest information and resources about the emergency severe weather condition. While cyclones are not uncommon on Australia's northern coast, it still poses a major risk to the inhabitants in remote indigenous communities like Turley. It's critical they have access to have cyclone preparedness, education, resources, and well-prepared emergency guidelines that could enable the community to be ready to take the right actions and stay safe. In developing my process to address the issue of cyclone caused by the lack of preparedness and risk consciousness, I adapted the Sending framework. It focuses on the adoption of specific measures to reduce disaster risk and losses in other aspects of human beings. My design response is informed by the priority understanding disaster risk and the priority enhancing disaster preparedness. These principles make contribution to create my design solution that can help to really build and raise risk consciousness by advocating cyclone prevention and preparedness in the community. This board game aims to engage indigenous inhabitants in the Canterbury Coast region to learn about the risk and preparedness of cyclones. By playing this game, to really expand the inhabitants' knowledge and awareness about cyclone preparation and help to take the right actions before, during, and after a cyclone scenario. The object of this game is to succeed by collecting supply cards and reaching the shelter before the cyclone landed. The player who reaches the shelter with the most supply cards wins the game. As the game begins, players take turns rolling the dice and moving along the red trails towards the shelter in the center of the board. On the way to the shelter, players will encounter challenges according to the different patterns on the board they jump in. As most board games have been played in some cultures and societies, the chess characters are inspired by the artworks of the community. By using the priority of understanding disaster risk and enhancing disaster preparedness from the Sending framework as the key principles developed the game, I created 4 types of cards, which illustrate knowledge and questions about cyclone risk and preparation. This card design also exploring new ways to make the gameplay both more fun and more practical. I refined the destination of the game into a shelter, which makes it more interesting and responds to the cyclone scenario better. I created the 3D model of my design and applied textures to text the scale with the rendered images to check the visual effect of the material I chose. The final design was created as a wooden prototype game board, which includes 6 chess characters and print cards. The cooperative and interactive format will allow people to really engage and develop a profound understanding of cyclone risk and preparedness. In terms of the material for the final design, the board game itself is mainly made of wood. That's because it's waterproof and wind resistance is really strong and can be weather beaten after long-term using. It also provides a good print effect. The chest characters are made of some heat shrinkable paper by using a heat gun to shrink it.